DGens, welcome to Collectors Week 2026. This year, I'm going to be showing you a bunch of stuff that you guys may have never seen before. So, welcome to the channel. This is the third year we are going to be featured on Collectors Week. And if you've watched the last 2 years, then you've probably seen a bunch of these gold foils. I've showcased it, and if you've not watched the last 2 years, go watch the showcase on where I showed the entire gold foil collection. So I asked myself, what can be different this year that you guys that would be interesting to a collector, that may not necessarily be seen typically. So I wanted to be able to do something different aside from the typical grails, aside from the typical gold foils. And I want to be able to show you what are some of the things that's very meaningful to me that may not necessarily be expensive, but it has got a lot of sentimental value, and why I collect. So this year, I thought it would be a little bit different. It's not going to be so much about the gold foils you guys have seen in previous years, but I want to show you a few different things that I really feel makes this entire journey very, very meaningful. So I'm going to start off with, so as you can see, yes, I am a hoarder. I collect a bunch of stuff. May be exciting to some people. Some people, like this little buddy here, not so much. Yeah, Bao, we're going to do a video here. You're going to join us? Okay, so basically I'm going to start off with some of the things that I collect. And the first one would be the bands whenever I go for events. My first ever event was in Barcelona. So this would be the first one ever. Now, in full transparency, when I first attended this event, I didn't even think that this entire Flesh and Blood journey would be such a long journey. So I actually didn't keep this, and it wasn't until like a year ago I offered to buy these bands. As a fellow player, QJ, shout out QJ, who was nice enough to just give me his. But yeah, the first two or three events, I didn't even keep them. But now it's pretty much complete. I attended pretty much every World Tour and Pro Tour in the last, from 2023 onwards. So I kept these bands. Unfortunately for Vegas, I couldn't make it, and that was the first ever pro tour that I did not go for in the last 3 years. But I pretty much attended every level. Is it tier 4 event? I probably did not day 2 for more than half of them, okay? But they were all very, very memorable, met great people, and I feel like the people in the community is what makes this, game so great. So that's the first one. That's the first thing I collect. Oh, by the way, put this out here because we're also gonna be doing a giveaway. Let me know in the comments below. We're giving away booster box, this Omens here, to anybody who comments. We're going to be selecting random winner. What would be your favorite promo card in Flesh and Blood? Does not need to be expensive, but we're going to be selecting a random winner. Just let me know in the comments, and we're giving away this booster box. Okay. Next one is so judge packs. I think these are very rare now, especially with James White's signature on it. I bought a lot of judge packs back in the day. I am somebody that does not have a lot of discipline, so I opened up a bunch of it. But these were the remaining survivors. So to kind of, I put them in these guards to hopefully decrease my odds of opening them. So I collected these judge packs. Also, I was very, very bullish on high seas. I definitely over-ordered high seas, and I collected a lot of gold packs. Opened a bunch of them until I I completed this set over here. And then I realized that, I have no idea what to do with them now, and it's no point opening them, so I keep them sealed. Another one that would be interesting would be these coins. So, for my first ever Pro Tour or Worlds, which was, what was it again? Amsterdam? Yeah, Amsterdam. No, wait, not Amsterdam. Barcelona. Yeah, so for Barcelona, back then, I think that what coins didn't exist back then. I'm not sure. But I asked around and nobody seems to have it. Apparently it was like maybe limited to like 50 or something. So I believe my first one was this one. I think back then it would be like if you spent $50 or 100 or 250 at the booth, then you get a coin free. Yep, so I've been collecting these coins every time I go to a tier 4 event. As you can see, yeah, so I really just love collecting. It may not necessarily be valuable. It could be somebody else's, you know, it's just a souvenir. But I'm somebody with a lot of, I have a lot of sentimental value. So I collect these type of things, you know. Another one are these. So, because I'm more of a collector than a player, typically whenever I attend an event, whenever there's a new set, I would like to be able to collect the Marvel Uncut sheet of a new set. I'm never really good enough to legitimately win one of these through side events, so I typically would have exchanged them with other players. But yeah, I think I only started doing this at Midsville onwards. Yeah, so these will be the uncut sheets. But one thing that, so as a collector, one thing that I do love collecting is master sets of just complete best in slot for different sets. So one of the things that, so if you're thinking about doing a setup like this, I have experimented with a lot of different binders, folders, guards, sleeves. And if you are OCD like me and you want everything to look like uniform, this setup is hands down the best setup, okay? So how it works is these are Dragon Shield 360s, okay? And how it works is I literally just cut out the exact specification to this thing here. So now when I see it from the side, look at that. I can literally just identify what set it is. So I love collecting master sets. Now, I know that sometimes when people say master set, it means like collecting everything, including the foil, non-foil, and all different variations. I just collect best in slot. So I won't collect the non-foil version. I will just collect the best in slot in that set. So what I'll do is perhaps I'll show you some of the different sets in here. I'll start with one of my favorites in terms of art. Okay, so let's take a look at this right here. Okay, part the Midsville. Okay, so there's gonna be a challenge. Okay, so how I collect them is I like to start at number 1. So typically, my first card, you might think that it should be the Fable, which is 0. But I don't like doing that because there are many times where, as I'm collecting the set, I realize halfway in that I missed out a card, there's an extra card or something like that. And then it is extremely painful to go back 7 pages and rearrange everything, okay? So one of the things that I do is I will always just make sure every few pages that this number here, if I can get the zoom in right, is divisible by 9, right? So every few pages, sometimes whenever I'm sorting it out and putting it in here, yeah. So this is the first, well, not the first, but I'll say one of my favorites in terms of art, the Marvel Chi, just looks amazing. Okay, so I've experimented many different ways to sort them and put them into folders. I like this way whereby it is single sleeved and put it inside a penny and slot in here. I'll show you different setups if you are as geeky as I am and as particular in OCD, but that's what I do to collect a set. So Best in slot. I know like some people like to put the foil, non-foil, but then it's very hard for me to track if I did that. At the same time, I will make sure that even if there is a foil version, but if it's available in say a gem pack or promo, then I won't put it in a master set here. The master set for me must be the card that's available inside the box only. Okay, so this is one of my favorites. I would say the hardest for me to complete, maybe it's this one, High Seas. Let's take a look. So High Seas, it's tough, probably because of these cards here, and all of the Marvels that is available. No, not the Marvels, but like the treasure cards. So if you take a look at this one, yeah, it's probably, this was probably the hardest set to complete in terms of master set because of all these cards. But much more than that, it's not just this, it's because of the treasure cards. We'll come to that page in a second, right? So these cards here. So these cards here makes it hard because either it is hard to open them, find them, complete them. Sometimes if it's available in like a yellow, people might not even sell it because it's kind of worthless, so it's hard to find it. But yeah, so this would definitely be the set that's hardest to complete. So yeah, fun fact about this thing here is that, so you might wonder why I did not put the amulets here in this folder, but I put it separately. And that's because when I put this in here, I actually realized that I thought it was a shame that not all amulets was on one page. And then I was really OCD. I didn't know if I should I put like a crack bubble here and then like have this complete and then have everything shifted by one. So I thought, you know, it will look that nicer if I would just put it inside my trade binder. And look how cool it is, everything on one page. So yeah, so this would be the High Seas. I bought, so because in order to complete this was so tough, I had to really get a lot of treasure packs. So I have an entire folder just for treasures. Man, holding a... Yeah, so this is the folder for all of the treasure packs that I opened, and then, you know, I didn't know what to do with the extra, so I figured that maybe the best way to do it would be to put it inside one folder so that I can, I don't know, I thought that was the best way rather than just putting it all in a box or something. So, coming back to this. Yeah, so ever since I started, I started in Dynasty, but collecting all of the sets was one of the things that I was obsessed with. I've completed every set up to 10. I actually stopped doing the master set at 10 because it's just so time consuming. That's one. And yeah, but moving on to this wall here. So I also love collecting decks. I have a massive massive deck wall. That's right, okay. So in order to sort and to be able to distinguish what deck is what, this is my personal favorite. These Game Genic boxes, highly recommend them. It's hard to find them. It's always out of stock, but I like it in one color, black, so that it looks really nice when it's all stacked up like this. I'm not sponsored or affiliated with Game Genic. I'm not being paid by them. They should probably pay me for sponsoring, for promoting them. But I really believe that this is a great product. It looks amazing on the wall. You can instantly see what decks, you know, and that you have. And if you're a collector of decks, you know, it looks amazing as well. Yeah, so if you put like your Marvels over here and it just looks absolutely amazing. I like to collect it. So like as and then I would stack it like based on when I played the hero. So like Phi was my, oh, did I? Wait, yeah, Phi was my first ever deck that I played. So it's over here. So I like to stack it in like chronological order of which when I made these decks. And yeah, as we progress up, some of these decks maybe I played like once, or I realized that I wasn't good enough to play it. Like this deck right here, you know, I had a lot of fun, but it comes a point in time like, you know, I'm not built for a deck like this. This might be the next deck that I'm playing at Sage. I do not want to use too much brain cells. So at Sage, this is probably it. And yeah, these are all the different boxes from the prizes of callings. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yabao, do you have anything you'd like to add? No? Yeah, that's pretty much the journey of my fab collection. Very, very meaningful for me in the last 3 years. Met a lot of great people. So to me, collecting is not just about, you know, collecting and speculating, but to me sometimes, like even like these gold foils, if it's to help a specific judge, artist, player to go to the next level and fund that journey, that was one of the reasons why I had so many of these as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the collection. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite promo if you want to be able to be in the running for this giveaway here. We're going to be selecting a winner. Hope you have a fantastic day. Hope you enjoy Collectors Week 2026, and I'll see you in the next video.